Hey guys, welcome to the next video in the series. In this video, we're going to talk about Lowland Adventure minigame and talk about Land of the Lost a little bit more too. So one thing I want to point out about Lowland Adventure is how you play it is very different depending on whether or not you're planning on building Ken or not. So in this account, I'm not really planning on building Ken, and that means that I'm not really that interested in spending diamonds on this game. If I had nothing else to spend them on, yeah, I might spend diamonds on it. But since I'm so short on diamonds, and I'm not planning on getting Ken, that means that it's not that urgent that I push up to this tier to get his insignia, because I'm not planning on building him anyway. So I'll just take it easy on this event. One of the things you always want to do is hit the bandit leader when it only costs 1 stamina to do so, or when it's free. If it only costs 1 stamina or it's free, it's a very good use of stamina to hit the bandit leader. So make sure you do that. You also want to make sure that you're using up your exploration on the cloud stuff. I should have left that. That was a mistake. Sorry. I should have left the Ken piece there because I'm not planning on building him, so I should have left it for someone else. So that was a mistake. If you're not planning on building him, just leave the pieces of Ken for somebody else. And then you can get more stamina out of your mine here. Well, not a whole lot more. Geez, that wasn't much. That means this horde is really inactive in this game. Normally there should be a lot more in the mine than that. But I'll finish using it up, my stamina. Since this account is so weak, I won't be able to kill the stronger bandits. So all I can really do is look for any weak bandits to kill. Looks like people haven't been inviting others to the bandit camps. That's another mistake. So the horde I'm in right now is really bad at this game, and if you're in a game that's like really horde based and your horde is bad at it, you're not going to be able to get much out of it. So this event is pretty much just going to be a bit of a waste of resources on this account. I'm not going to be able to get much out of it. And that's not that big of a deal because I'm not planning on building Ken here, so it's fine. Doesn't look like there's really anything to do with my stamina. I can't hit the bandit leader because there's none discovered. No one has given invites to the bandit camps like they should. So I can't get into any of the bandit camps. And so, yeah, this is really all this does is just shows you that it's very difficult to do anything in this kind of game if your horde isn't contributing much. Which is unfortunately is the case here. Then if I'm to go over to my other account, the VIP 6 account, you can see the contrast. On this account, I do want to push up and get this insignia. So one of the things you can do to that is you go to the active rush. I got 10k horde credit at the start to get some more of the water. I also need to hit some of these milestones to get more. So the intimacy one, that requires 200 to get 1 piece. That's not going to be worth it. That's too much. Consort visits, only have to do 63. That's not bad at all. I can easily manage that. So I'll probably have to do, see, 9 each, 63, 5 should probably do it. Oh, maybe not. It'll get me close. So I just need 1 more. And you can finish that milestone easier when you're higher VIP. It's harder to finish it if you're low VIP. One of the reasons why it may not be worth it to build a red advisor at all on just VIP 0. It tends to be more difficult. This is what I'm talking about. You see how many invites I've got? I've got 2 invites already to bandit camps. And here, there's no bandit leaders available for attack, but I've already attacked them several times. You can see the map is much more explored. There's much more to take out of the horde mine. Just overall, playing with a much more active horde makes it much easier to do things in Lowland. But if there were any level 1 bandits on the other account, I could hit them. On this account, I can hit just about any kind of bandit except for the really strong ones because I'm a lot stronger on this account. You don't want to hit the bandits unless you can one-shot them. It's a waste of stamina if you can't one-shot them. Alright, and then we're done with that for now. So Lowland Hall is worth doing occasionally. It's going to settle in, you see this timer up here, that's the settlement period. It's going to settle in about an hour. So this isn't a bad time to rank up a little. I'll probably forget to do it later. Normally you want to rank up right before it settles, kind of like how you play Arena. Like in Arena, you rank up right before the rush ends. Any game with a settlement period, you want to do your ranking up right before the settlement period finishes, like Arena, Lowland Hall, etc. Same with Land of the Lost Arena, you want to rank up right before the end of that if you can too. Or you can try ranking up a little right at the very start before anyone upgrades their stuff, so that you can beat them easier. But in terms of getting a better ranking up at the end is better. In terms of getting better rewards, hitting them early on in Land of the Lost might be okay. It's a trade-off. But anyway, I'll go ahead and hit somebody. So is my Sov right here. I'm 2.2. This person's 1.4, so more than likely I can just kill them. Yes, my advisors are all stronger, so we're going to use some of this. Okay. I want to get up to like maybe top 20, so I'll hit one more time. My ranking will update after it finishes lagging. Now I'm 19th. I'll likely drop down a little bit from that point when other people do hits, so I should move up one more time to make sure I stay in top 20. So hit this guy. So this is going to be a loss. I don't have anyone who can beat Kuba, so it means it's time to rearrange. I'll rearrange my weakest fighting his Kuba because I'm not going to be able to win it anyway. Alright, so now my weakest is paired with his strongest. This will be a win, this will be a win, this will be a win, this will be a win. Okay, so that's good. Now I'll only lose one round instead of losing two. There you go. So the arena in Lowland is kind of similar to the arena in Land of the Lost. You pair up your weakest advisor with their strongest one if you can't beat their strongest one. If you can beat their strongest one, then you're usually good to go. But if you can't, then you just rearrange a little bit and take care of it that way. Let's see what the competition looks like here. I'm just checking to see if I can make it into top 10 or not. Looks like no. I think the competition in top 10 is too fierce. I think I should be okay to stay in top 20. I'll just leave it at that. And then before the next settlement period, I might want to try to climb up again a little bit. One of the reasons why it's good to hit the bandit is the higher up you rank in the bandit damage rankings, the more points you get from it. And again, getting all these points is important because you want to be able to hit 22k points before the end of the first day. Because if you don't hit 22k points before the end of the first day, you won't be able to buy this. And if you're building Ken, you need as many of these as possible. Your Ken is going to be weak if you don't get as many of these as possible. So I'm about halfway there now, and I just need to get the rest of the way there before the end of the day. It's 11 a.m. here right now, so I've got about half the day left to do it. So I should be okay. Just keep in mind that if you've got a weak horde and you're not trying to build Ken, don't invest diamonds into Lowland. If you've got a pretty strong horde that's playing the game well and you are building Ken, then make sure you get up to those 22k points on the first day before the shop refreshes. Because if you don't manage to get up to 22k before the shop refreshes, you won't be able to buy that on the first day. And if you don't buy it on every single day of the event, then you're not going to get as many and your Ken will end up a lot weaker. I also like getting the summon seals here because you're going to need a ton of summon seals in order to 5-star Ken. Another thing about Lowland that you may not realize, well, there's the overall ranking, which the ranking here is calculated the same way as getting points in the store. And then there's the achievement rewards. There's this line of rewards, which is not worth paying for. And then go into here. You've got a lot of different things that will show you data. You can see what's in your bag, so you know what you still need to drop off. Generally, you want your bag to be empty whenever possible because you never know when you're going to move on to a new area, and you don't want stuff in your bag that you can't drop off to anyone because then you're going to miss out on points. Like, for instance, this guy has a yellow exclamation mark. That means I can drop stuff off to him. And that gave me 270 points. Always upgrade your emissaries whenever you can. They really should just auto-upgrade because there's no reason to ever wait on upgrading them. Whenever you have enough material to upgrade them, just upgrade them. I'm just looking for any people that I can drop off resources to. Because whenever possible, you want your bag to be empty. Like I said, you don't want to end up with stuff in your bag that you didn't get a chance to drop off, because in that case, it's just wasted points. So try to keep your bag empty when you can. Alright, let's see what's left in my bag. Okay, it's getting closer to being empty. Level 1 bandit. Another thing that people don't do that kind of annoys me a little bit is they take little chunks out of these resource patches and then they leave them hanging around. It only counts towards letting you advance to the next area if you completely harvest the resource patch. So just partially harvesting it and then leaving it is kind of inefficient. I really wish people wouldn't do that. Just not efficient. Sometimes when I see it, I just go and I finish it off because it's just very inefficient to leave that hanging like that. What you want to do is advance to the next area as soon as possible. And as you can see, you have to completely finish 35 resource patches. If you just partially finish the resource node, it's not going to count towards advancing to the next level. In terms of defeating bandits, you don't even have to worry about that because everyone likes to hit the bandits because they give more loot. And even though the bandits do give more loot, they don't give quite as much points. So if you're trying to straight up harvest points, bandits aren't actually the very best thing, but in terms of like overall rewards, bandits typically are the best. One of the reasons for that is because bandits have a chance to drop the Ken tokens, whereas delivering resources will never give you Ken tokens. That's why people tend to neglect harvesting the resources, is because everyone wants the better rewards. But if you're going to harvest the resources at all, I wish you would finish off the node rather than just leaving a little bit hanging in it. Here's another one. This is kind of triggering. They just harvest 2 out of it and then leave it sitting. If you're going to harvest from a node, you should try to finish it off. Otherwise, you're not helping advance to the next round. Now I just need to empty out my resource bag again. There's a couple different things to check on. You want to check on the Lowland Hall and try to make sure that you're in like top 20 or top 30 before the settlement period ends. You want to check the bandit leader to make sure there's no free hits on bandits that you can do. You want to check and see if there's any cloud left, and if there is, you can go into the horde mine and pull out some energy from it. The horde mine gets replenished more the more active you are in the Lowland Hall, by the way. The overall activity level of your horde matters a lot in this event. And then upgrading your advisors will help you get higher in the bandit damage rankings. It'll help you get higher easier in the Lowland Hall, and it will help you kill stronger bandits. Most people, after they've upgraded their advisors a bit, will be able to handle the level 1 and the level 2 bandits. If your account is reasonably strong and you upgrade it steadily throughout the event, you should also be able to handle the purple bandits. The highest level bandit that spawns, which is the orange bandit, you have to be really, really strong, and your advisors have to be really well upgraded to be able to one-shot that. So usually you're not going to be able to kill the orange bandits. What I used to do when I was trying really hard to farm Ken tokens is I had an alt in the same horde as me, and I would have my alt hit the orange bandits a couple times to soften them up, and then I would get the kill shot with my main account. But that's a little bit excessive for most people, I think. You don't need to farm that hard, that much dedication. So let's see how much I've got left in my bag now. My bag's mostly empty, which is a good thing. Like I said, you don't want resources sitting around in your bag if you can help it. I know the reason why people are partially harvesting those resource nodes, by the way. What they're trying to do is they're trying to finish off the quests inside these descendants. Which is fine, but you really should still finish off the resource node. So what this guy needs is he needs 5 figs. So if I find, they have to be blue figs, by the way. It has to be the right color. See, these are all, this is green color, this is blue color, blue color, blue color. So he wants blue figs. And blue resources take twice as much to harvest as green ones. But it'll only take me 2 stamina to harvest 5 blue figs. So if I can find a patch of blue figs, I can finish off that quest, and that'll give me a decent boost in points. Question is, are there any blue figs around? Don't see any. I'm looking, but I don't see any. This is what a fig tree looks like, but it's green. So I need a blue one of those. I don't see one. It may not be uncovered yet. That's unfortunate. I can't finish that quest because I don't see the resource patch that I need. But it is good to finish off these Lowland Descendant quests when you can. Like this one, for example, it's close to finishing. Just needs 1 green piece of olive. Now I'll look for an olive patch that's already started. Nope, I don't see one that's already started. Well, maybe I won't do that quest then, because I don't want to leave that olive patch half harvested. And I don't know if it's worth harvesting the whole thing. But that's the kind of thing you want to do. You want to finish up the lowland quests when you can. You want to finish off the resource nodes when you can. Kill any bandits that are weak enough for you to one-shot them. Let's see what this guy needs to finish his quest. Oh, he needs these. So the glory stone slab, they come from winning your attacks in the Lowland Hall. So finishing his quest would give me stuff. Let's go ahead and do it. Well, yeah, I guess let's go ahead and do it. How many would I need? I think you get 2 per win, so I would need to win 2 attacks. That would take 4 stamina. I'm not sure if that's worth it. Yeah, I think I'll just hold off for now. It's likely that one of my horde mates will be able to finish those quests anyway, so I don't have to worry about finishing them too much. Well, I guess by the same token, even if I start that resource patch, someone else will probably finish it. So I guess I can go ahead and do that, even though I don't like it when others do it. I finished enough resource patches that other people started. I can hopefully count on someone to finish the one that I started too. Let's see. What's this guy need? Olives. Alright. Do 1 whack on the olive tree since it'll use up the last piece of stamina that I have. I don't see anybody else that I can drop off resources to. Oh, there's one guy. I'll drop off here. Resource delivery reward, and then the horde got this from it, so that's not bad. But it didn't give me any personal merit, doesn't seem like. Just get horde prestige. I don't really care that much about horde prestige. I'd rather get the personal merit. Alright. That's enough of Lowland for now. I think I explained everything that's pertinent. I'm going to move on to Land of the Lost. So, in Land of the Lost, I spent a fair amount of diamonds on this, and I still haven't managed to make it into the last area, even though my account's pretty strong here. So I feel like Land of the Lost, when you first start it and put a little bit of diamonds into it, the rewards are pretty good, but the further you go into it, the worse and worse the rewards get for what you put into it. As you can see here, I've got a bunch of rare gems that are all in, and then I've got a couple of epic ones that are in. This took a fair amount of diamonds just to get this many gems, and I don't have any legendary or splendid gems. So it's very hard. It takes a lot of diamonds to get better gems. How the gems work is each time you get so for example, having one blue gem gives you plus 125%. If I put in 2 blue gems, it'd be up to plus 250%. Same with the red. So the special attributes are where most of the benefit comes from. Basic attributes really only matter early on. They don't really add much later. So I think I'm going to try and see if I can move into the next area now. Just going to see how close it is. So it's very close. It was very close. See, what are his skills? He's got dodge 5% and damage reduction. So the dodge is the RNG in this. You can keep on attacking until you get around where he doesn't get many dodges, and you might be able to clear him even if you can't normally. There we go, I cleared him. See, I just had to keep trying until he didn't get lucky dodges. So I've made it into the icy plateau area now. Interested to see how hard this ends up being. So what I'm going to have to do is, for my third team in Land of the Lost, once you get to the third area, it unlocks a third team. I'm going to have to give them pets because they have none right now. So I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, now it's just her left. There we go. Now they all have pets. Everybody's all geared up. Why does it say I have something in storage? Oh, because when I cleared and went on to the next round, it gave me a gemstone bag for free. So let's see what I get. Alright, let's see if I can fit that in here anywhere. Now this is going to be tricky. It's a 3-spotter, and I do have 3 spaces blank. But I would have to line it up just right. Don't know if it's possible. Okay, so I tried a lot of different configurations, and I just couldn't find a way to make it fit. The problem is there's no way to rotate this piece. The pieces can only be used in the rotation that they're currently in. It's too bad I can't rotate it, or I could fit that in there too. But I think this is the best configuration that I can hope for. Unfortunately, I can't fit this one in. So now we'll go back to see how far we can advance. I'm also curious what the arena ranking here looks like. Let's see, how high would I have to be ranked in order to get some of these? I would have to make it to 20th. And what's the ranking currently look like? I might be able to beat some of these people, possibly. We'll see. Probably not enough to get to 20th. But it's worth a shot. Let's see how far I can go first. Ooh, he got me in the second round. Do you have any abilities? He has no abilities, and he got me on the second round. That means my second team needs to be made a little bit stronger. Hopefully that was enough stronger. I guess we'll find out. Okay, that time my third team lost. It means my third team needs to be a little bit stronger. Whoops. That's not what I meant to do. Okay, that was a pretty big upgrade, so we'll see if that was enough or not. It was almost enough. There's a tiny sliver left. My third team needs to be just a tiny bit stronger. There we go. That's a pretty big upgrade, so that should do it. Oh, still a tiny sliver left. That's not good. Let's see if there's any way I can optimize my runes just a little bit. So what I'm thinking of doing is trying to have 2 green instead of 4 red. 3 red and 2 green instead. See if that's any stronger. So in order to do that, I'll have to shuffle this a little bit. Okay, we'll see if this configuration is stronger or weaker. And I'm so close to being able to fit more into here. Can't quite do it. Yep, can't quite do it. Oh well. Alright, so we'll leave it like that and see if it's stronger. 3, 1, and 2. Might be weaker actually, we'll find out. That was slightly weaker. It has more health left now than it did last time. Alright, so we'll switch it back. Switch it back, switch it back. I don't remember how I had it set up before, but yeah, that's annoying. I think it was... Oh no, I have to put this guy in. And this goes in. There we go. So this is back to how I had it before, which is apparently the better setup. So in the end, I got stuck here. Couldn't go any higher than this. I'm thinking the diamonds that I put into this were probably a waste at this point, but I guess we'll see if I can go high enough in the arena to get a little bit of tokens towards Vilma or not. Didn't kill a single one that time. Crazy. Difference in power is so big. This is a little closer. Still a pretty big difference though. Yep. Yep, so as you can see, even if you do make it to the last round, it's still going to be really hard to make it to 20th, which is what you need to get Vilma tokens. And it only gives you 2. So you would have to make it to 20th 100 times to actually unlock her. So all in all, Land of the Lost seems like a pretty garbagey event. It just costs so much diamonds, and it doesn't really get you anything. That's my take on it. Guess I'll wrap up the video there, and